Up until now, it has been not a West March. It's been a roleplay campaign that we've been running in the shadows. We've been doing this between ourselves for a while now, and we've kind of been doing it using the Divinity Original Sin 2 engine. Essentially, the stream is being inspected by a truth enforcer. Unfortunately for you, this is not Helldiver stream. It's just what I'm saying that everything is completely offsetting. But welcome about anyways. Feel free to watch if you wish. We'll be running a roleplay session for one of our actual roleplay adventures that we've been playing on the backend. And today one of our players has chosen to do a session, so we're getting ready to go in there. Whenever they officially hit ready, by sitting in their ready check chairs, we can proceed. I will now be switching the camera. I can hear you twice, hold on. Also noticing that my OBS is not properly responding to my command, and I know why. Completely different setup. It's completely different setup. Let me do the transition. Alright then, let me close that minimap. We don't need that. Alright, so you are sitting on your chair. Let us begin by telling your story and opening your character sheet that I totally didn't have open on the side till just now. Okay, so let me put this music bot a little bit better into setup. So, where we were, or where we start. You know that you died. No, you know that you died. You were a farmer in the Barrens of Arlis, a continent known for its trade and its exports. During a time of war, fire claimed the fields that you worked on, and you, in the visage of the smoke and ash, you saw a dragon descend through the smoke. You saw the dragon tear through the enemy army that was attacking you. You remember that it was the last thing you saw, and you remember that it was not necessarily fighting for your people, but your people were, in essence, being protected by the dragon, so to speak. But you do know that this is where you actually died. And now you are but a lost undead. And you woke up in the middle of a field of ice. And while you were hobbling around, a little voice echoed in your head. The voice echoing kept repeating the words: reach the peak, manifest, become a dragon. And as you were digging yourself out of your untimely grave, the voice kept echoing the same thing over and over. When you finally got out, clawing your way out of where you were, you found yourself in a graveyard in what seems to be a tundra of some sort. Definitely far from home. Your loved ones, your family, and essentially all the things that you once knew are essentially gone at this point. And thus, you rise from the grave. Oh, hold on. Let me pause for a second. I didn't move us to the right chat. Alright, please make sure that you can still speak. Yeah, I can still hear you. Alright. Verifying why. Yeah, I'm verifying why. I think it's not reading that I changed its audio channel. Huh. What? Hmm. It just got lower for some reason. Alright. Anyways, we continue. You don't need to do that outside of battle, but I appreciate that you did, but you didn't need to do it outside of battle. Alright, you walk up to this. As you look at him, you notice he is also undead, of course. He is also, as you gaze upon him, you notice his small stature, and you can surmise, based on how long ago you died, that this is a dwarf. He looks well equipped for combat. As you approach him, he immediately looks at you and looks at your clothes and your gear and everything, and you just see him like questioning why you are essentially a farmer in this land. And he will open the dialogue by looking at by this behavior and then going, "How did you get here?" Well, I died. Fair point. Fair played. I'm not about to toss this new chance of redemption away, but fine, I'll tell you why I'm here in the first place. This place is cursed. I don't have the answer, I don't know the why or the how. But I got up just a couple hours ago as well. Almost an hour and a half to be precise. I'm just being told to manifest into something, and I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I just know that last thing that I know, my town was being ravaged by some sort of creature. Called him Fenrir. You are from the ancient wars. You do not know about Fenrir. You do know that dwarves are a talented people. They're capable of many types of magical forms, and you know that they also carry out runic magic as well as physical magic. I am checking your insight roll right now. Please check your insight roll so that I can give you the appropriate stats. So only intelligence 10, understood. Alright. Fenrir, you are giving me a DC check for 90. You may roll. Alright, your knowledge stays exactly as you were provided. It doesn't change. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna ask him what the heck is a Fenrir, and he's gonna answer two different answers. So let's go. You don't know about Fenrir? Well, judging by the way you asked your question, I guess it makes sense. So I'll give you the good answer first. he is also smirking, by the way. I'll give you the good answer first. Fenrir is a town, or I guess a fort if you want to call it that. An old dwarven fort established in, well, he waves his hands outwards. He spans the whole area that you're looking at, like trying to span the whole area that you're looking at, right? This whole region you're in, I guess you could call it a state if you really want to get to the size proportions of it. But you're in Fenrir. Don't know how you got here, considering your farm attire. He scratches his head as he says that line. There's a fort somewhere in the mountains, and it's the fort that's meant to overwatch this entire region. That place, that's Fenrir. The bad answer. This place wasn't named because it was after some sort of good deed. The keep actively got its name because of what happened in this region. When the Shatarians came to kill my people, roll insight now, again. Button press. 66, this passes. You, as soon as he says this line, are fully aware that the Shatarians are a nation, and they are a nation of warmongers. However, I just got a Malwarebytes notification. However, you are also aware that the dwarves are not dead. So judging by the way he said this statement, you immediately grow self-aware about the fact that something big has transpired between your death and now. Whatever woke you didn't wake you in your timeline. Yeah, you're grasping that right now as he's saying this. Continuing the dialogue now. Hmm. How frequent are dragon attacks? Well, back in your time, extremely rare. A dragon would not be seen attacking something openly. Usually, dragons were provoked by others. So the fact that a dragon showed up to your village was questionable by nature. Mm-hmm. Continuing the dialogue. When they came here to kill my people off, they brought with them some sort of malformed beast. The beast was apparently called Fenrir. They unleashed it on the land. Somehow, the Shatarians had full control over it. They aimed to use it to kill the entire dwarven people. I don't know what happened of that battle, seeing as how, well, he points to himself. I died. Sorry, but judging by the fact that I'd just been woken up by some sort of fucking unknown force that refuses to just go quiet for a while, you see him scratching his head again, as if hinting that something is bothering him constantly. I guess the beast is finally dead. He will look left and right. You'll see him look particularly to his left. And there is a visible sign of a little bit of restraint on what he is about to say. You can see his body language is giving you the hint that he's not trying to be offensive. Well, before I died, dragon attacks were getting more frequent. Bit too frequent, I guess. Judging by the fact that you're making that statement, now I have to wonder the same thing. Roll. Is there an observation check? Did I make an observation check? Perception. Roll perception, please. You have bonuses other than the one that you have. What are your numbers? I can put the full number manually, do the math. Intelligence remains 10. Necromancy is 4. We're at 14. Sneaking 1, we're at 15. We are rolling against a 30. Very likely that you already beat this roll just by hitting the button. Yeah. Alright. You take notice as soon as he's saying that sentence. There's dust on his boots, there's dust on his gloves, there's still dirt and patches of grass, like, stuck to the armor plate that he is literally walking around in. You realize that he too just got up. Yeah. Oh shit. Guess I better figure out where they're going. Perhaps I'd like to, but I'll be honest. I have no fucking idea where these graves are. I'm gonna need some sort of map to figure out where I am. And he will start searching the area after that, ending the dialogue. I mean, you can still keep up with him. Yeah. Myra. He will look at you. He will give you a confused face. Scratch his head back and forth. Huh. Myra. I don't think I know that place. The name doesn't ring a bell. That's for sure. I guess maybe. I can't recognize that name. He has no idea. Huh. Depends. Think you can find some sort of targets along the way? We could use money. For probably, yes. Uh, Jobs, bounties, whatever you want to call them. Someone's got to maintain our equipment. Well, my equipment. Once again, you see him looking at you, judging your outfit. Hey. Do I look like a smith? Well, you look like a racist. Look, just because your people got the short end of the stick doesn't mean we all know what we're doing out here. Give me the money in their pockets. Yeah, sounds like we have a deal. He extends his hands. He extends his hand to shake yours. All right, I'll take that as a yes. I hate what you're about to do. You pop out your entire arm socket and extend the hand from your arm socket to give it to him. Oh no, you. uh, oh yeah, that's funny. so he reaches for your hand. He shakes your hand, and as he shakes your hand pops off the socket, and it morphs into a small, like, arachnid hand based creature that then stands in front of him. And he stares at it. And then stares back at you. And now he lets go. Letting it fall on the ground, where it then starts to animate itself as as your own hand slowly starts to recover. You do not. That is now following you as well as this guy. All right, you now have a party member. While you move towards that guy, the dwarf will continue to scour the area for anything. You approach the human. The human looks straight back at you. It dissipated. Your hand does grow back after you rip it out, by the way. It should lore-wise, it should take about less than a minute to do that. All right, you approach the human. It doesn't immediately direct its attention towards you. Yes, is Bursa. And you are. Just like the other two, then. More puzzling by the second. Well, I have been quite a while. It's been about an hour since I got back up from this ground. Last time I was here, this wasn't what it looked like. Things don't particularly feel normal right now. It would definitely give me that sensation, considering that you don't look like you're from this time. Oh, sorry. Hey, I just realized this is not the appropriate amount of snow. Please hold. Please continue. I see. Well, you're in the region. It's about to say the wrong name. Hold on. You're in the region of. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation. Bagnoli. You're in the region of Bagnoli. Let me write it down for you to be aware of. Bagnoli. This place doesn't look at all like what it once was. Insight as to what Bagnoli is. Uh-huh. You want to roll for you want to do a deception check. Understood. Roll your. You'd be theoretically countering deception. You would be rolling deception. Yeah, you're fighting a 250. Go. Yep. What are your numbers? Yeah, fair enough. All right. Taking the immediate assumption of what you heard and thinking on it to figure out if you know if it's right or wrong. You have no idea what place she's talking about. You're from a farm. You wouldn't even understand or theoretically understand what she's speaking of, as not only are you, as you just said, geographically displaced, but you came from the kingdom of Arlis. Last thing you recall is sand everywhere. You were probably a mushroom farmer over there, TBH. You didn't define what kind of farmer you were, so it's whatever is necessary for the plot. Yeah. This is the region of Bagnoli. Last time I saw this, it was a sprouting civilization. Now, it's something else. Mm-hmm. Oh, did I say she died twice? Uh-huh. No, the implication is not that she died twice. The implication is that she's aware she died. That said, good notice. It is a she, even though I did not indicate anything of the like. Continue. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well worded. Of course I can hear them too. That's how this kind of sorcery works. She stares she stares back, and you can tell that she is staring with intent. They asked me to finish the job. I assume that's none of your concern. What do you intend to do out there? She's, as you're saying this, she is trying to look over your shoulder to see the dwarf. Obviously, the dwarf is moving about, so you can tell she's shuffling about to make sure she can see him until she finally catches the glimpse now. But it looks to me like you've got loose ends to finish then. Good statement, by the way. You're understanding how this is already playing out, right? She is looking beyond you still at the dwarf. I'm not sure I can trust one of them. Roll persuasion. Persuasion is wits, leadership, and persuasion. That's that. Just a plus 15. All right, we're doing the roll. Oof. That does not work. Only if you let me tie up the loose end. After all, like you said, we each have our own tasks to do. And I can see one of mine right in front of me. Roll perception once again. Perception. Intelligence was 10, necromancy was 4, plus 1 for sneaking, 15 again, didn't even have to touch the dice. You're rolling perception, that is absolutely a pass, not even gonna relook at that. As you ask the question, you begin to notice her attire. It is draped in red and gold. You, Heoro, recognize these as the colors of the Red Guard, but in the world of Belluc, red and gold are the national colors of the Shatarians, which means that you are now able to deduce that her and the dwarf will not get along based on what the dwarf just told you. Mm-hmm. Are you asking the game master or are you asking the NPC? Okay. No, she said her task is to finish the job, whatever that means. Mm-hmm. If killed, well, theoretically, whatever summoned you, just like your ability to summon via rending, right? Because that's your ability, that's your thing. Whatever summoned you didn't summon you as a perpetual. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that word specifically because it can then be used as a keyword later on when I have to define what a perpetual is to you guys. Which means that you are not respawning, so to speak. If you die as an undead, you die as an undead. But whatever conjured you did conjure you. You are in fact somebody else's construct by the way the world works. So somebody else is theoretically superimposing their will on you. Now, that said, that will continue to exist as the echoing voice, right? So whatever it is that's doing that is what is telling you to manifest. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I require a roll. Roll whatever is relevant for deception. Mm-hmm. This is deception. You are trying to trick her into believing she is a perpetual. You didn't notice? Yes, you are rolling for deception. You are rolling to deceive. Wits, retribution, and persuasion. You have 14 wits, right? 15 wits. Any retribution or perception? Alright, we're rolling. Proceed. That is a very unfortunate failure. You're implying that he's a perpetual. I see. Hmm. You may be right. You may be right. But albeit, I don't believe your words. If we were summoned as perpetuals, why would I be tasked to finish the job? It. You can say it's a trivial task. You are gifted with summoning, so you could bullshit your way from that line. Commit. Commit to the bit. Yep, there you go. as you as you complete and conclude your summoning act and sentence, she will look at the hand. She will then look at you, and immediately she will look back like in shookif stance. So I'm gonna fucking call it. You can tell she is visibly shaken by how easily you pulled that off by literally ripping out your own arm, right? and, and in response, she will then say the following. That's your arm. She will now look at your socket, see that your arm is actively missing, and then you're manifesting your arm. And you call this trivial. I believe this dwarf will hold you back. I will join you if you are willing to let the dwarf stay behind. But if that is off the table, then I refuse. I do not wish to work with his kin. You are Arlen. You are Arlen. You don't know your kingdom stance with the Shatarians. You just straight up don't. You basically are very displaced. You are unsure. That is not defined in your background. You are unsure. Yeah. The dragon would have been what killed you. Yes. Yeah. From blank attack. Blank attack currently unknown to you. Oh, sorry. Yep. You do not know who attacked your village. You do not know who razed your farm. You do not know what happened. All you know is that in the chaos, you died to the chaos. You weren't the fighter. You didn't get to see your enemy up front. Yeah. You good? Hmm. Go on. He's walking around in the background. Very well. Not a lot of things to find around here, but I did manage to recover a small map. It seems to be updated. He will now show you the map. I am I'm getting ready to show you the map. Don't look at the stream, you fucking cheater. He will show you the map. And now that he's showing you the map, you can now see where you are. You are in the locations called the Rising. As he is showing you the map, to the far distance, you see a plume of fucking smoke. The plume, it is to the right side of the screen, right side map wise. I think that's east. Yeah, you see the place that says Crimson Camp Ruins? It is safe to assume that is the location in question. That is where the smoke is probably coming from. You can pull it up whenever you need it. You're not gonna eat the map physically. It'll just go right through you, Mr. Skeleton. Mm-hmm. Yep. You have an explanation somewhere in the homebrew rules that'll tell you what threat levels define. I mean, that does not mean they are an ignorable entity. It just means that they are not stronger than you. Think of it that way. Anything that does not contain the threat level buff or debuff, right, is not inherently already categories above you. Threat levels are essentially categories above a standard player, so to speak. You will see threat levels more often as you do more stuff, but everything will always be balanced to the player in the session, and that is how I am running it. Mm-hmm. At worst, weaker, correct. The skeleton that you were talking to, the Shatarian skeleton that you were talking to, is definitely at least 10% stronger than you, minimum. It can be high. Go on, you're free to move about the graveyard, I guess. It's not a cabin. The elf, yep, the elf will look back at you and immediately inquire. Another lizard from the region. Were you brought here like the others? I see. Seems that you are the most recent to rise. Now. Before you, it was me. I'm not sure in which order the other two came. I can tell you for sure that this place is no longer what my home used to be. You'd be surprised. You will notice that when she says that you'll be surprised, she was looking to the far distance of the mountains, northward, north, westward. There really should be a compass on this thing. I really should attach a compass to all the maps. Actually, that would have been very helpful. Mm-hmm. West is always left, east is always right. Okay. So yes, she is looking northwest. Of course. This is Bagnoli. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ah, what is this Fenrir? Fair enough. Ignore that line. It never happened. My mouse is fighting me. It's just zooming the camera out aggressively. Okay, she'll now say the line, "What is this, Fenrir? We're in the Ivory Tundra." Now that name you recognize. The Ivory Tundra. You know now that you are miles upon miles upon miles away from your home. You were an Arlen. You come from Arlis. Arlis is in the southmost area of the world. You are now in the far north of the world. You are nowhere near your home. You are in foreign land entirely. You are in the continent of Galatia. Ivory Tundra. Ivory Tundra. Yeah. I grew up here. No, silly. She points to the mountain formations all around you. I know those mountains. I know these. I know this place. This is home. See? Yeah. I would also recognize my home as well. We've got famous mountains like La Teta de Cayo. Shoot. Ah, the monotone repetition, right? Yes. They keep telling me to find the Emmet, but I'll be quite honest. I just want to know their origin. I suppose it can't be helped. It's not like any of us know what we're looking for or where we are. Well, she looks at you, the dwarf, and the other one. Well, maybe you three. I have no issues assisting you then. Pardon me. If you're asking me to make a choice between a Shatarian and anyone else, I would prefer the latter. She will then walk towards what you can only now assume is the exit. Yes. Ah, classic dwarf. You fling your hand and it turns into bone. Ah, fiber. You so I do love the fact that you just keep calling it Skitari. That's classic you. Are you referring to the thing that just pinged the channel for more AI viewers? Yeah. hmm She immediately. Are you asking me or are you asking her? Wait, the GM. For your knowledge, you don't know the answer to that question. hmm Yep. Not at all. Correct. Politics are not at all what you are educated in any way, shape, or form. hmm On the Bursa. I'm going to ask you a character defining question first. Fire, air, water, or earth. What was your origin as a lizard? Or were you born into? This has implications because based on which of the four you chose, I have a different answer for each. Carl cataloging Earth Bursa. Understood. I've taken the note on my side. I must take the note on your character sheet. Note taken. Well, ask me the question again before I lose it again. Uh, okay. That's the question you're asking her. Okay. Yo, people? Towards who? I guess so. Well, what the fuck? How many bots are in here? Wait, where? Huh? That's on your channel only. Yep, I didn't see it. I might have banned this already. Anyways. Uh, well, there's a deluge of information that you can attain from this. I need to definitely make sure that I have the right Twitch messages because apparently teníamos el título de Helldivers, which explained why Helldivers people were showing up. I did too, but it didn't change it anywhere, so I don't know what happened. Anyways, I did click done. Well, I'm surprised that you're having no hostilities towards the Shatarian, to say the least. But I suppose the stance on your political affairs makes sense, and your attire now You notice that she is looking at your attire now with the understanding that you are most definitely time displaced. Makes sense. Yeah, basically. I'll be honest. You're in your caveman farmer garbs right now in terms of IRL transitions. Yeah, you are in essence ancient as fuck. The world has moved on without you, and you're going to be very displaced. Uh, she will look towards the Shatari and point like disimuladamente, like trying to hide the fact that she's pointing, and she will go back when, I suppose, when you were a slave. As she looks at your garbs. Uh huh. The slavery of your people during the timeline in which you were alive would not have been seen as slavery, for your race was believed to be a, 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 a workable force that was more than willing to live in peace when you were alive. But it would seem that somewhere along the lines, that changed. Back when the war began, when the ancient wars took place, were you not there? Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, you're old. I see. The GM or the NPC? Uh huh. I need you to say GM when you're referring to the GM because saying you is still relevant to the NPC. You are free to make your choices, okay? You want to know the consequences of your actions. Look at him. Afraid, but not naked. Also, welcome to the stream, Shins. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is a Westmarch setting. They're not your party unless they're directly with you in a session. Think of it that way. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What's your EXP to next level? That's not an answer to my direct question. Your EXP to next level is 30,000. No, you will not level up from killing this NPC. Will give you less EXP than killing the one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Understand the conundrum. The conundrum is exactly what it's supposed to be. You already have 3 relevant decisions to make, which have boiled down to 1. Mm-hmm. You are making assumptions. Please remember that the divisions on Divinity Belluc setting are Ranger, Rogue, Bomber, Berserker, Warrior, Healer, Mage. Fighter is not necessarily strictly a concept. Yeah, bow could be Bomber or Ranger. Spear could be Warrior or Berserker. That's what I'm referring to. How they fight is not strictly based on what the weapon is. And depending on the faction, that could also just be completely fucking different, mind you. Uh-huh, uh-huh. You are factually half. There is Rogue Assassin, but I was using the examples that he had visible to him at the current time, by the way. There is Rogue, and somebody using knives could be either a Rogue or a Bomber. They don't necessarily separate that concept. Bomber is one of the most diverse, same as Warrior. Warrior is also very diverse. That was to chat, by the way. Anyways, the you guys as a party have had a elegant mix of everything except Urson. No, sorry, Aurelian. Not a single one of you has ever been Aurelian. There have been multiple party members who have been Shatarian in both the first campaign and the second campaign. In the Westmarch setting, there is one Shatarian, player wise. Good luck figuring that out. That's not my problem. I mean, up to you. Do what you wish. Welcome to the chat, Warsmith. We are streaming the World of Belluc campaign, which I believe I extended an invitation to you, good sir. That's for you to choose whenever. Okay, so yes, let's finish this dialogue first. I will make you make the final choice after this dialogue. Proceed. Mm-hmm. She will let you know that we're gonna summarize this part because it's mostly a lot of dribble drabble. That's gonna sound repetitive. She will let you know that the wars began somewhere around the year 1080 something. Giving you the exact year. I'm opening the almanac so I can give you the exact year. She will let you know that the war began during the year 180. Exactly. It was exact. I was not even off. And you will now understand that your final year of life was in the year 179. Which means that you as a person can surmise the initial invasion was the first signs of war. Mm-hmm. It's funny, but it would have been funny though. Okay. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. While they get to that sentence, I will also add an additional clause to the statement. Uh, don't worry about what about the invite being accepted immediately. You don't need to jump into this. I'm just letting you know in case you ever wish to join the campaign. It's an open door. That's all. And the answer to your reply is violence. Mm-hmm. But you're either going to kill the Shatarian or you're going to kill these other two. Which one will it be? Start a poll now. Can you do a poll? I don't think we can do polls in. Actually, hold on. Wait. Let me turn on the Helldiver system. I've got this. Requisition. Shatarian NPC // local NPCs. Let's see if that worked. I might have gotten it wrong. Who knows? Aha! It made the sounds. It's running the poll. We will know in 30 seconds. Or better said, you will know in 30 seconds. Because I can't see my own chat. Exclamation bar vote and the number of which is which. I will rerun the poll in a second. All right, so they're telling you to have the Shatarian NPC join you. Very well. If this is your choice, how will you go about this? I need you to tell me, the GM, first, so that I know how we're going to carry this out. All right, I am unpausing. All right. You will notice that she is looking at the area. She's looking like at the I tengo miedo de possessor character. Give me a second. I need to make sure it doesn't unequip everything. No. Okay, there we go. You will notice that she is the RTS commands didn't want to make it face the wall. You will notice that she is looking at the coffin in front of her. She's like trying to see if she can find anything in the stone. You have no idea why. She's just doing that as you approach. Proceed. I knew you'd come to your senses. Very well. Let's see what they're made of. All right. Will you enter in dialogue or just go straight to combat? Understood. Setting up for the situation. Adjusting NPC roles. And you may now enter the combat as you see fit. Very well. Let's get this done. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. I accidentally paused. Your combat has begun. They are not casting dialogue, by the way. These guys were not willing to speak. Yeah, if anyone's gonna talk, it's gonna be you, buddy. What happened? Ah, yes. Boom. Your lack of armor betrays you. It would be very funny if you died. That said, you don't have combat kit, do you? Oh, fuck, you do. Yeah, I saw that. Please remember, homebrew rule. You can sacrifice combat kit as an actual talent loss. That is crazy. Yes, it did. And you're strong. It will be good to have that strength. Your spells are too expensive. This character wouldn't even be able to emulate them, bro. Anyways, please remember, homebrew rule sets, you are able to sacrifice combat kit at any point during a death without you ending the session. If you have not ended the session and you are on the ground dying, you may sacrifice combat kit to be revived at the cost of an actual talent. You will lose the talent point permanently. You do not lose combat kit, you can pick it back up at any point, but you do lose the talent permanently. My god, that's so strong. I've made a monster and the monster is you. Not even rendered anymore. Ooh! Oh, that's just flare. Never mind. The battle is picking up now. I mean, you need gear. You're rest undead. Oh, your summon is fading. Or has faded, I guess. Imagine losing your companion NPC on the first fight. Oh, it is. Remember that combat in our setting doesn't go as fast as base divinity, so it will play out slower. Don't forget that you have starting gear in some degree. Mm-hmm. Tomato, tomato. They out of spells or something? What's going on back there? Interesting choice. Interesting choice. I think I forgot to give them the undead status. A smart choice. Can I assign undead? Yes, I can. There you go. Verifying that it does the change properly. It did. Okay. Fixing across the board. Don't end your turn yet. I have to fix this for every one of these NPCs because they are all undead. Proceed. It's gonna tag this as a reminder to myself by taking a Steam screenshot. Whose turn is it? Ah, your turn. It died to DOT. Oh yes, it died to a DOT. Oh, you now know his role. Yep, he is a bomber indeed. You're noticing? The named NPCs are going to be the tricky ones. The generic NPCs, on the other hand, won't. No, interesting choice. Actually, hold on, very smart choice, what you just did. Now they're using undead trains. I think I might have botched the movement on your summons. Mm-hmm. That is not intentional. I can fix that. That's an editor fix. It's not gonna happen today. It'll be between this session ending and the next session starting. Whenever that is. I love Mana Sigil. It's one of the greatest things I made. Very, very glad that something that good came out of Outward, I'll be honest. Bam. How are you infected? Infected applied by your tibia. Okay, fair enough. It's a shame that these guys aren't gonna be dialogue willing. No, it would have been interesting for them to talk back, but I didn't give them the dialogue choices. Well, remember what I said earlier. A beta is about 10% stronger than a single player character. Do you think so? Because both of these enemies, one of them is also almost dead, and they were tanking for you all this time. It's a whip. It's not a projectile. Let me know when it's your turn. Actually, no. Don't let me know when it's your turn. Figure this out. Figure out how you're gonna act. Talking has range. You've entered dialogue. How are we going about this? Roll perception. Roll perception. No, sorry, persuasion. Roll persuasion against. Okay. You are rolling. I need your persuasion number right now. It's a plus 15. Yes. All right. You are rolling. You're rolling. Yeah, I gotta keep it a free roll. Roll now. You pass. You pass with flying colors. Understood. Payment up front. The dwarf will immediately turn around. You're really willing to pay me for what? You just had us kill a Shatarian. The elf will now face the wrong direction, I guess. I unequipped all their equipment because I forgot to give them the right stats. Hold, please. Anyways. And then the elf will butt into your speaking to the dwarf. There are easier ways to test loyalty. You could have just asked us to do the job. You're a bit twisted in the head. And the dwarf will interject as soon as she finishes that sentence. Yeah, my kind of team. Well, payment up front then. He extends his hand. You may now offer him the trade. Takes the bag of gold. He takes the bag of gold. It tosses it up twice, pockets it, and I will now disable his trading so you do not grab the rest of his inventory. That's my kind of work. All right. So, you said you were trying to find what you call it again? Mayra, huh? I need you to do a perception check right now. 15. Perception is 15. We're going back down to 15. Make the roll. 52. It's not an incomplete. Not an incomplete. As you start approaching to loot the body, I don't know if the interface is currently open with it. Okay. As you start approaching the body, when you start searching the pockets, you feel something tick again in your head. You hear the echoing. Achieve manifestation. Finish the job. You may now loot the body. The inciting will do nothing. That is what you heard when you approached. Fuck. I will now transfer the loot to the ground. As you pick up the necklace, you will roll Arcana. 18. Total 18. 1, 2, 3. Rolling. This is your Arcana roll. You fail horribly. Alright. You pick up the necklace, and as you pick up the necklace, you feel a pulse. It surges from your hand, it surges into your body, it surges into your head. You hear the line again, this time much more aggressively. Finish the job. It echoes, it reverberates, and you feel your need to roll another dice. You will now roll for might. 10 flat. Rolling with a 10. Your unlucky streak is starting now, I guess. As the voice repeats itself aggressively, you are feeling an immense amount of rage. It is searing into your head, and you, in feeling the rage, you feel it echo a little bit more. It repeats the line, finish the job. In your head, you see the mental picture. You see what you can only assume is a werewolf, malformed, an excessively large body. You see it killing dwarves. You see it killing humans. You see it going absolutely crazy. The echo repeats, finish the job. You see the necklace that you are now holding in your hand placed on the neck of this werewolf. And as all of that goes through your head, it echoes and it tones down once again. And here, one last time, finish the job. The party looks at you concerned. Mhm. For what? You didn't put on intelligence. You. We talked about this. We talked about your stats. Nope. This is who you are. Are you missing a stat point from what? From what? When did we discuss this? Fair enough. You're sure I wasn't in the bathroom? Well, I can't assign it mid-session. It has to happen from the Osiris data, which I have to access once we're done with the session. Type it in my DMs. I will sort that out afterwards. Anyways, that's strange. You're saying the necklace did that? Hmm. We should destroy the necklace then. That's the immediate. That's the immediate response from the dwarf. The elf will look at the dwarf and go like, "I don't think destroying it might be the fastest solution to the problem. But I do know something. There is a grove here. We could perhaps learn more in that location. Assuming the fauna is willing." Perhaps so. Could just go to Fenrir. There's gotta be someone still there. If the fort is still standing, of course. Uh huh. Open your brain map, understood. The ancient roots now visible on your map. Very well. The dwarf will say, "Very well," and the dwarf will say, "Ah, finally, others like me." All right then. Choose your exit. Ignore the house. The house isn't real. You have two ways out. You may pick. Oh, sorry. Didn't hit the button. Whoops. Didn't hit the button again. I don't know. It's just on the map. I've never heard the name. Uh, choose a path. Yeah, the map is not tied to the stage. And you also have no idea where you're going. All right, and so we travel. You travel south. Let me grab the screenshot. I guess this is a good stopping point since it is West March setting. It's also a good way to start the whole process as well. All right, let's wrap up here. There will probably be other sessions later on, obviously. This is not going to be a scheduled thing. This is probably going to be more of a we're streaming based on who's available or who wants to be available on what days. There are at least 4 immediate players and possibly 7 later on, depending on if the other 3 confirm or deny. So for now, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. This is the first adventure on Belluc. Have a good one, people. Goodbye.